10 days ago, the United States government kidnapped a Canadian woman for no apparent reason, and they're just holding her. Honestly, I can't believe this isn't a national story at this point. So this morning on Facebook, I saw this post. It's a mother pleading for the return of her daughter. And I'm not blurring out her name because honestly, you should go to her Facebook profile and like and share her posts. In fact, I'm going to put a link in the description below. She writes, "My daughter, Jasmine," her daughter's full name is Jasmine Mooney, by the way, a 35-year-old Canadian, attempted to enter the U.S. on March 3rd, 2025 with a consulting visa for a company in the States. Unfortunately, her visa was denied and she was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, at the San Isidro border crossing. That's the border between Mexico and San Diego, where she was held for 3 nights. So we're going to hear from Jasmine herself in a moment because this amazing journalist in California is on the story and he actually managed to get through to her in prison. The situation is a little bit more complicated, but here's the bottom line. ICE arrested Jasmine Mooney for attempting to legally enter the United States to work. She wasn't in the country illegally. She was at the border crossing applying for a work visa. They denied her visa request, and then instead of simply turning her away and letting her go back to Mexico or whatever, they arrested her. Completely insane. From there, she was transferred to Otay Mesa Detention Center in San Diego and held for another 3 nights. On Sunday, March 9th, the online tracking system indicated that she had been released. We assumed this meant she was being deported and escorted to an airport. However, 24 hours later, there was no sign of her, no communication, and we were extremely worried. We eventually learned that about 30 people, including Jasmine, were forcibly removed from their cells at 3 a.m. and transferred to the San Luis Detention Center in Arizona. They are housed together in a single concrete cell with no natural light, fluorescent lights that are never turned off, no mats, no blankets, and limited bathroom facilities. Okay, so now Jasmine is in an immigration concentration camp. That's what it is. Didn't want to let her into the country, right? Instead of letting her go home, they detained her, effectively dragged her into the country by force, and now they're transferring her around. So there's this journalist I mentioned. His name is Austin Grabish. He works for ABC 10, which is ABC's local affiliate in Sacramento, California. And honestly, kudos to him. He's been covering stories similar to this one, and he managed to talk to Jasmine over the phone and get some more details.
I got my 3-year visa and I moved here 3 months ago.
Jasmine Mooney packed up her bags to move to LA from Vancouver. The 34-year-old had been working for a company that sells health tonics.
Out in Malibu, they're selling it for $6 bucks.
Mooney stopped working for Holy Water after her TN visa got revoked. A possible issue, one product sold by the company contains hemp.
Yeah, hemp, by the way, is legal in the U.S. 100% legal at the federal level, as a crop and as a food additive. It was fully legalized by the 2018 Farm Bill, which was signed into law by Donald Trump. So if you're thinking Jasmine maybe got deported for selling weed spritzers or something, that's complete bullshit. Makes 0 sense.
Mooney says she got a new job offer in LA and went to the border last Monday. The San Isidro port of entry is where her first visa got approved. Not this time.
Okay, so just to recap, according to Jasmine, she was living and working in LA. Her visa got revoked. She went to Mexico. Then she found another job in LA and returned to the border to apply for a new visa so she could go to work legally. Instead of just turning her down, ICE did this.
I was put in a cell and I had to sleep on a mat with no blanket, no pillow, with an aluminum foil wrapped over my body like a dead body for 2.5 days.
Then, when her family thought she was being released, as we mentioned, Jasmine was transferred to San Luis Detention Center in Arizona, which I referred to as a concentration camp. Maybe you thought that was hyperbole. Well, don't take it from me. Take it from Jasmine.
We were up for 24 hours, wrapped in chains.
She says the conditions inside are appalling.
I can't eat the food. I've lost so much weight.
Mooney claims no one has told her how she can get out.
I have never in my life seen anything so inhumane.
Jasmine Mooney is the third foreigner I've spoken to in the past few weeks who's been sent here to this private, for-profit detention center after being denied entry at the border. In each case, the 3 travelers were not allowed to go back to Mexico, puzzling immigration attorneys.
Oh, yeah, if you were wondering, it's not just a concentration camp, it's a for-profit concentration camp. Think about this. Trump and Musk are supposedly ridding the government of waste, fraud, and abuse. Here you have someone who comes to the border to apply for a visa, and instead of just saying no, which is free, they kidnap her and throw her into a for-profit concentration camp at taxpayer expense. Investors are getting rich off of illegal detentions like this. It's inhuman. It's disgusting. And if you think the Canadian government is raising hell about it, well, think again.
Mooney's best friend, Brittany Kors, is trying to put pressure on the Canadian government to intervene.
I just feel like there has to be more that they can do.
Global Affairs Canada told Team 10 it's aware of Mooney's case, but said the government cannot intervene on behalf of Canadian citizens with the entry and exit requirements of another country.
So once again, I plead with you. Share Jasmine's story. Let the government of Canada know that we are pissed about this, and we expect them to be pissed about it too. I don't know, is this just the cruel, idiotic, illegal way that ICE operates? Is Jasmine going to become a bargaining chip in our trade war with the United States? I don't know. But I do know this. If you're a Canadian, you cannot go to the United States. This isn't a political statement. This isn't me saying you need to cancel your trip to Disney World to send Donald Trump a message, because he doesn't give a fuck. You can't go because this is a country with no decency, no due process, no rule of law. It's a shithole, and it's dangerous. I'll leave you with Jasmine's words.
There are girls, women that have been in here for weeks, for months, and have not been told anything.